Oh, yeah. We're live. All right. Yeah. Well, I've been living it up with Senior Psychopath. Woo. Hi, we're in Psychopath Motel. Ooh, I gotta. Well, Cat. Oh, give me money so I can shave my pussy. Give me money so I can shave my pussy. I need money. My pussy's really it it look how hairy it is. Look at my pussy. It's so hairy. My goodness. My pussy needs to be shaved. So could you come and give me some money so I can shave my pussy? This is Mr. Cat. He is he's been attracted to wanting to lay with me and love me. We're going to be doing some tarot reading. Oh, excuse me. And I'm going to be walking later tonight. It's been really warm, so I didn't want to go out and walk, super late, but I want to walk when it's still warm. Hey, cat. I love my kitty. So we are going to do some tarot reading, and I've been like kind of reminiscing about my old work. I really miss it. Miss working. Period. Cat has just burped. I never burp or fart. No burping and farting in me. I blame everyone else. So, oh, there we go. You can see a little more. I've been doing tarot readings since I was 8. I have read for a woman for years since I was 12, Mrs. Powell. And she thought I was a gifted person. Of course, I can never see my own bad happening to me. I just want to see all the good. But there is some bad things it has actually warned me of dangerous people to hang out with or not to talk to. I don't have much of a life, so there's not much to go about. So I'm Mr. Cat here. He's what happened was I used to work a volunteer at this shelter that was a no-kill, and Mr. Cat, I met his owner. She was doing a lot better, physically. And what happened was she gave me a bunch of stuff because she thought it was so cool. I adopted Cat. Cat was lethargic and didn't want to be around anyone. He would go into this box where you can open it up on top so you can grab him out. But the thing was, Cat really didn't. A lot of people, when they go to look for cats, and I'm going to tell a lot of young people, when your son or daughter gets a cat, it's not good to get a kitten. It's good to get and this is what I've learned in the long run, it's good to get a cat that's a little bit older, like even a year or two, because you're getting a seasoned cat that's not going to get hurt. And there's been accidents. Yeah, I've had friends that would get kittens, and a lot of bad things happen because they're just, it's just, what I tell people. I got Cat. No one would adopt him. He was in there for over a year, and no one would even look at him because he never even came out of the box that he was in. So, yeah. And he is spoiled. Oh my God. He is a beautiful, long-haired, American long-haired cat that you would typically see. The markings are not any different than what you would see from any other long-haired if it mated with every female cat in the neighborhood. He's fixed. The owners previous to me had the nails done because they had a specialized child that they thought it would be more conclusive on that reason. So They didn't want the child to get hurt or anything. So let's see what kind of funky music I can find. Alexa, play 100-year-old music.
Here's a station you might like. Country Heat Radio.
No, Alexa, turn it off. Alexa, turn it off. I don't want to be. Unfortunately, Alexa is not the smartest cookie in the cookie jar. You know, the best tasting either. So, I have realized I will not be doing Victoria's Secret. I will be doing Walmart swimsuits. So, as always, I do come up with my promises. So, let me get my, it's over here. Today, I am making an initiative to clean up my room. I have to change my bed sheets and realize that my black, well, I'm showing a little more skin on it. My black bed sheets are, I'm going to move this so I can close my legs. All right. That my black bed sheets are not really fitting well into my, they're not really fitting well into my bed. It doesn't even hold up well. So I'm like, oh well, I'll have to buy some somewhere else that will work. Okay. So I am going to do a tarot reading. These are the cards. I'm not changing them out or nothing. They're here, and let's do a tarot reading. All right. So I'm wondering what is going to happen to me next week. So let's find out. I'm already looking at next week because this week sucks so bad. I had a problem with my phone. My service, it wasn't my service. I paid on it. It was my internet. It really made a difference when I didn't have internet service, and I don't know if it just concluded with that, but I didn't get no messages on my iWatch or my iPhone, and I am so sorry. I did not get a phone call this morning, and I was like, oh my God, you know. So tomorrow I am going to be up and waiting for any phone calls. Actually, I am going to probably head to the coalition. I really need to get a job. I have to make payments to a lot of things, and I need money. I am so broke. It's not funny. So let's find out about what's left with this week. What's going to happen this week, and then we'll do next week. How's that? Anyone who wants a tarot reading, you will have to, it is 45 for half an hour, 80 for an hour, and you can put increments of a half an hour, and that would save you $10. So, all right. So what we're going to do is look upon here and find out what's going on. I'm still memorizing the new card things. I'm like, ooh, we got bouquet. Bouquet is a real good one. It's a happy card. So this is got heart. I have nobody, but maybe, I don't know what's going to happen. So we got a heart here. It could be love of money. I don't know. No, it's not money, but we have house. So it goes over here. So the main card is bouquet, which is probably one of the, I think bouquet and clover's one of my favorite. We have here, right here is 35. This is like for the future. Whip, that can go for actual sex or argument. So it's like, it's really kind of one of those things. Cross. So I do this so much lately that I had to ground myself many times. I have been, I guess you would say, my family, my great grandmother was considered a healer. and a very special woman. Um, she married my great grandfather who killed her. Was lucky he got away with that shit. And he even stayed in Michigan. The family never talked to him, so I could have actually met him while he was still living. He lived, shit, he was older than my grandmother when he married her and stuff. So he lived, if my dad and I were trying to figure out how old my vampire grandfather was, we figured out he would have been close to 150 to, oh my God, we were like, my dad said, is this right? Because he was going through what my grandfather's, the Kowalski, what the whole thing. And I'm like, my great grandfather lived into the 80s, almost clear into like late 80s. We're not talking early, we're talking late 80s, almost into the time his great, grandson was born. Yeah. And it's like weird. So that's really one of the weirdest things I've ever had to deal with. He was, if you're Russian, because I have Russian family members, even still living in Russia, and what had happened was she was making borscht. Borscht is another word for saying blood soup, and my grandmother would talk intensively how my great grandfather didn't like a lot of vinegar in his borscht because if you get blood soup, it'll start coagulating. And he didn't like that. He would just like just enough of the, stuff. But if you put too much, he didn't like it. So I was like really, I guess you would say, not put off, but, kind of thinking, well, as in family, I was like, wow. Yeah, he lived real. Okay, so we are on 9, which is bouquet. Bouquet for me to, what is the rest of the week going to bring me? And I'm going to see what this brings me. Besides senior psychos and seniorita psychopaths are not what I want. I want something a little more positive. I really missed working in agriculture where I was at. And it was really neat. This has been, this was my old necklace a while back. And when Ancient Aliens first came out, I found this on the internet and I'm like, I got to get it. So it's been like my good luck charm. So I'm hoping for good luck. So put that in. All right. And she's got nice boobs too. Her name's Ashtar. She is a star child, or from the stars. And she got nice boobs. So she's beauty and all the things that you want, abundance, beauty, and stuff. Yeah. Okay, so and we're going to look in here. Okay, now when you deal with whip, a situation that ruins the day. So I was probably, since this is supposed to be the past, and I did have a situation that did ruin the day. I would say it would be more health, not what bouquet or anything, but I would say that when you're it would be like when I went to someone's house and they knew I didn't eat vegetarian, because the last time I visited their place in Christmas, they served non-meat items, especially for me. So I left because I could, the garlic smell made me want to throw up, and I really felt sick to my stomach because I didn't eat all day. I didn't eat hardly anything. So I was saving up to go to this house, and it ruined the whole day. It really did. I had to actually, I went home, changed, and talked to a friend of mine and said, I could not believe how bad it was. Yeah, so that was a situation the whole day. So we're going to go on mice now, which is below that. And that is dealing with stress. I'm dealing with a shitload of stress, actually. You know, short happiness, paying a debt, returning a borrowed object. And I would say my friend had uh, returned something borrowed to me. And yeah, it's just been just stressful. That's a stressful card, mices. And then you go down to 20, which is right here. This is the, yeah, I guess you would say the, it's the garden card. So you're dealing with a get together, pleasant gatherings and stuff. And then we're going to go with the heart card on what is happening now. So it hasn't happened. I guess you'd say it has happened. And I met an amazing person, but you know, let's just put it this way. Sometimes I feel that people should run from me because their luck will go to crap. I don't know. I've been feeling like not very happy with my situation and what a friend of mine is going through a hard crap. So this is heart. I'm hoping it's good, you know. And it's said true love. So I'm hoping to hang with my friend that seen me someone's talking. Is that there has some protein? I just miss my friend. I miss him a lot. You know, I'm not mad at him. I really care about him. I really miss working too. I miss my friend. He's such a good person, and you know, Poopy Pants has to ruin everything. You know, senior psychopath. And trust me, I think the other stuff tastes better, but it doesn't have much protein. And protein is to me is the building block. I have well, anyhow, let's move on. I'm hoping, God, please let me reconnect. He's such a sweet person. Great kisser. All right, let's move on. All right. We got number 4, which is house. And that is lovely home, gifted family, beautiful family. You know, you got good things. And then you have, you know, this is the house. And then you got cross. Cross is hard lessons, you know. And when you're dealing with hard, you know, lessons, but this one says you're destined to be happy and to make others happy. Oh, my finger. Yeah. So that was a good one. And then with bouquet, there's only one really bad one, which is the mice out of the whole, you know, 36 cards. I do have a new card deck that I got in the mail, and I'm really not like, I bought it and it's supposed to have a certain, it just, I don't know, it sucks. I'm going to have to wrap it up, and hopefully whoever had it before me was very negative, like senior psychopath, you know. It's like, you know, he needs to buy a pocket pussy, okay? He needs to buy his own personal pussy instead of, there's no way I am, I wouldn't touch that ever again. So let's go on to right now. This is what this week's holding up. It shows Anchor. So I am taking Anchor. Miss my other one. I left it over in Ty's car, and I wish I could get it back. Damn it. All right. Now we are in home Anchor. Stability and security, which is what I'm looking for. I'm looking for a job. Cat, I told you, take Gas X. Oh, and by the way, my pussy cat needs to be shaved. So help the Pussy Cat Fund down below so I can shave Cat so he can look cool. I'll even give him a mohawk on top. So the last one, which is the end result, is 18. And that is dog. Dog. Woo, woo. All right. So it says, I have a positive friendship, a beautiful friendship. So it's real good. So let's see how it goes. All right. Let's see about next week, because Lord have mercy, if I put down on a job that I want to be called at Wednesday and Thursday, and yet my ass isn't listening to my phone. And I don't know. My phone's just, you know what? It just, I need a hug. Go hug myself. Oh, yes. So when I was starting to date, which started when I was 12, guys were coming around. I don't know why they were going. I tell my dad, I go, Dad, I'm just legs and arms. And my dad goes, and many other things to the guys. And I am watching. So my dad, who really wasn't a big gun enthusiast, let's just be honest, started to learn how to clean guns and was taking them apart. Now, mind you, not all of them got put back together by himself. He had to have two of them professionally put back together because of the fact that he didn't know enough to do what he did. He really was like, oh shit, what did I do? So he had a professional come. Yeah. And they said, your daughter, what was it, the one guy, your daughter's dating? He goes, yeah. He goes, oh, that's funny. My dad be cleaning it. So what time you want my daughter home? He goes, I want her home, and you put out the time. And it wasn't that bad. I mean, my curfews, I always got brought home either before or on my curfew, which was like 12 or 1 o'clock. My dad was like, she's a pretty good student. My friend goes, she's not an A student. He goes, yeah, but she doesn't got a D's or E's, so I'm doing Really, my dad said that. He had this belief, if you didn't need to get A's in school, he says that's when you go to college and you work your ass off for your grades. And then he told me how to do that too, and how to cheat. Yeah. I learned a lot from my dad, including how to cheat in college, because I was having a hard time. My dad's like, you know what, stop. This is what I'm going to give you that little 411, and we sat and talked for hours about college and how to deal with that and all that. It brought back so many memories of me sleeping in my dad's car because there was nobody who would babysit Steffi. Miss Omega was not being babysat because I was the type of kid that did the dimensional stuff that you could probably see in movies where kids would get out of their rooms. They would, if the house wasn't locked tight, I'd go in the backyard. Before you know it, if it was nap time and I was done, I meant I was done. I'd be in the backyard. So they said, no problem. The one place that we used to drop me off until that incident, I decided to open the window and climb down the trellis. Oh, they were looking for me for hours, and I was in the backyard petting their horses. They didn't figure out how I got out. My grandfather looked up there, seeing the window open, because I'm crawling the trellis. I'm not going to be closing the window. I'm a kid. My grandfather's, that's how she got out. I never went back there again because of all that. I just wanted to go pet the horses. Yeah. My dad couldn't keep. I was able to pick locks. Really, I could pick locks like a mofo, and I can listen for the tumblers. I could actually find out what the lock thing. I used to do that in high school. I lost the gift. Maybe I'll return, but I used to listen for the tumblers and tell them what it was. And one time they were like, well, we got a guy, we have 3 lockers, because they used to come, already with the preset, and they needed these lockers. So I'm sitting there and I go, do you think there's something in it? We were all talking about the locker had a body or whatever. And it did. It was just old books and crap. But, you know, listening to it and I got the lock. My friends would go, fuck, you're awesome. So, yeah, you couldn't keep me I'd be waiting. My dad goes, I felt so bad, but you were always so happy because there was green grass there, and I would pretend that I was a fairy and I was magical. And sometimes I would have friends, you know, people bring their own kids and stuff. I hated when they had Voldemort. He was not good at playing, but you know, some kids play well with others. He didn't. So, okay, we're going to ask for next week. Let's see what happens next week to Omega. So, what's going to happen next week to Omega? You know, win the lottery. I haven't checked on my lottery numbers, and I should really go do that. Okay. So here I am. I'm asking what's going to happen to me next week. So far, the cards I think are very contradicting, though. I'm going to find out what's going to happen to me next week. Next week. All right. Right now. And then I'll smoke some weed. All right. We got letter as the main. And then we got moon. We got sun. Wow. That's really good. We have ship. Whip. And the little lip. Tower. My friends and parents were really, really religious. And this is clouds. They said, how did you get started doing this? And I said, a priest gave me these big ones. I have them somewhere. I packed them up and they're big. And that's how I started. He goes, hey, you got your shine. Just like how Stephen King, that's what I like about him. He must be psychic or something, because the shining is how a lot of the priests would say when they would see someone who was what they consider they can, they're psychic, that they shine well. So now we got the key, which is good. And we have, this is birds, it's talking, so it's good. All right. Unfortunately, talking next to the whip, which is me arguing with a penis brain. So you know how that goes. You know, you're dealing with someone with a smooth brain. I have not been eating the calories I should, and I kick myself in the butt for that. So, all right. And then let's get some weed. So I've been doing my exercises and stuff. I went on I need help in because I do need help. I'm like, help me. All right. And I need help in the fact that I need to have a job. And this one guy, hey, I can put you as a cashier. I go, I don't give a shit what it is. I need a job. I went down the way. There's a bar that I'm only like a minute and a half away type thing, like 5 minutes. And I was waiting. I'm like, well, I'll just leave my resume because they're apparently just too busy to interview me. I need people, but they won't. I'm like, really? My luck has been just bad. And I just want to, hopefully I can get some reprieve in this shit. Alexa, play Mozart.
Shuffling songs by Wolfgang
I
Amadeus
feel a little
Mozart
wootsy.
on Amazon Music.
We'll play some Mozart. So we were trying to figure out back in the day, and we thought that my great grandfathers that we really thought that they messed up on his birth certificate, because my dad said, "Oh no, you don't want to know how old your great grandfather was." And I go, "Well, he was almost to where he could have met Devin, my son." And I'm like, and I'm not even pulling no fancy tricks or, play ponies on that one. It's just my dad's like, "Why?" And he goes, "Well, let me refer this." He goes, he figured out that if the birth certificate that he got a copy of in the mid 80s, it'd be like 1984, 85, between those, that between his birth certificate and just that year, 1985, he would have been about 200 years old. And I said, "Really? Damn, that's some good life." Somebody fucked up in that's what I just said. I was like, they messed up. Somebody messed up on the year and stuff. That my dad and I conclusively thought that all the while too. So mainly, he loved his blood soup, and we always joked about that. In my penis brain, well, I would say penis breath brain. He said that we are, yes, you are all vampires, yes, and I'm a vegetarian vampire, yes, I'm a vampire. Come from. He was Swedish, by the way. He was 100% Swedish, so you would have to say that Swedes are vamps. Pretty funny. So yes, I do. I really thought it was kind of strange, And it was something my dad caught, and he said, he's not that he was living, but you want to go to his where he's buried. So it was not. It was like as far as Vegas was from where I was living in Holly. So I said, "Yeah, let's go." We never found his where he was buried. So my dad and I look at each other. We're like, "Oh, this is funny." Ah, dang it. So anyway, we couldn't find where the burial was. We figured out that information was wrong, and then my dad and I. This is me being like, yeah, I'm a teenager, so I'm like, okay, let's go home. We went shopping and we went home, and he said, that was the weirdest thing we ever did. We were going to look for where great grandpa was buried, and we couldn't find it. And I said, they probably cremated him and put him in someone's litter box. That's what I told my dad. We had a good laugh and we went home. So anyway, I never met my great grandfather, but boy, he got away with a lot. So we're going to go and do a reading next week for me. So we're starting out with the tower, which is usually a legal building. It could be something of like even a mall. So let's find out what that means. We're going to go on letter 27. And the tower is post office, legal letter. And then we have correspondence. So I'm going to be hearing, and then I got key. Hopefully it's an important document of my divorce. I've been really waiting for my divorce, my new decree to freaking get asshole. How can I say? I wouldn't. Yes, it's just he's an asshole. Senior psychopath. Hi, welcome to Senior Psychopath Channel. Okay, so now we're going to the moon, and the moon says, I'm getting it high. creative writing. It's usually dealing with a lot of creative. And sometimes what I do is I take a picture of it and then I write it in my book. And I put stuff, what I think is going on, like I'll say the words and I'll fill in how I feel it's going to go on. So here we're doing, connecting with people. Or I want to connect with one person and call it a day, but everyone's different. So I also, I put in, I hope I could get into my old job. I miss that. Okay, so here I am talking about, oh, it's 16. Oh, it starts. It says many messages, so hopefully I get messages for jobs, and then I'm dealing with the moon and its creative writing, and then I'm dealing with clouds, which is uncertainty. And the end result, because this is going to be happening in the future, is uncertainty, and if it's got whips, it's arguments. I'm like, it's just messages, actually. I'm not going to go. So anyway, anyone that gives any amount of money will get a special email picture of my cat, Mr. Cat Cat. See, I gotcha. You thought I was going to be naughty. No, I'm going to go and send a picture of Mr. Cat Cat, Omega's Pussy, so you can see and show everybody the before and after pictures of Mr. Pussycat getting and made up to look beautiful. Mwah. Okay, so that's what I can do. And the last one, which is talking, hopefully it's good. And I just want to say that I really miss working in cultivation, and it's been a really long. My ex will sit there and say, "I wanted to get a divorce," and I'm the only one. I filed for it. He didn't. So I'm hoping to. Oh, actually, I want to take a picture of that one. Oh, yeah, that's pretty good. A lot of times I'll take a picture of it and I forget to. So the only time I really get scared is when I was doing. I was doing lots of what you call a lot of card reading, and when I do the readings, they were so scary that I was like, "Hey, it said my life's in danger," and it really, I was like, "Oh my God, yeah." It was not a good deal for Omega, and I didn't care for the company, what it stood for. It wasn't a brand that was what I would call a trustworthy brand, where if I sold it in my neighborhood, I'd probably get lynched by my neighbors. So we'll just do some tarot reading. I'm going to ask what's going to be my what's going to just happen to me next week too. Well, I could do this week because I did next week. It looks pretty good. Let's see what else. What's going to happen to me tomorrow? What's going to happen? I'd like to know. Shoot. try to squeeze it in, and then just and I'm like waiting. I'm so scared. I'm almost afraid to go and find out. So I'm waiting till next week. I missed a scheduled not scheduled. It was an ultrasound, and I wanted to go in earlier, and I put in, and I missed that call too. That was yesterday. Where have I been? I swear. So right now, I'm hoping for a miracle for not just myself, but my friend. God, it's like I feel, don't friend me because you'll end up, feeling the hurt of life. It's like run, Will Robinson, danger, danger. So here I am, and we're going to find out what's going to happen to me tomorrow. What's going to happen to me tomorrow? And if you don't like the music, then I am. Let's just put it this way: I played music from we had last year. Imagine Dragons came out with a new song, and I started playing. Boy, did I get whipped! I got whipped so bad it was like worse than my daddy. So yeah, I don't play any music. Put your thumbs up. The algorithms, it helps with the algorithms. I really appreciate it very, very much. Okay, so let's see what's going to happen next week. Okay, we got, I put next week. So let's put what's going to happen to me tomorrow. I get high and I just forget. What's going to happen tomorrow? Did all that? Okay, we got whips for tomorrow. All right. And we have, this is book, fish, moon, tree, lilies, snake. This is usually could be a like we call viper woman. They're usually not very nice. In some cases, they have been known to be the woman that had the gun and shot it. I don't know how they got into my knife 25 times. Devin and I would joke about those things. I don't know how she got stabbed 25 times. I just ran right into my knife. Yeah. Okay. And, I met some of those. I worked with a woman that I refused to work with after finding out what she did. I'm like, oh. Yeah, I worked with a guy that took his landlady, and because she was bitching about something, did the unthinkable and then put her in the garbage can. And it was like, wow. Yeah, I worked with him, and the other woman was not that much better. I'm like, who are you putting me with? Killers, having fun people. No, put her with and one guy, I like you, and I'm like, I don't like you. Okay. So we're going to deal with Okay, we're dealing with a tired and exhausted, a rude man dealing with, let me see, rude man attacks a gentleman. So this is that. That would be comparable to senior psychopath attacks anyone he feels that he can get away with, and because he is used, and I call it the sympathy card all the time. Oh, I'm a veteran, and I go. Most of his problems weren't from being a veteran. He had them way beforehand. Like when I was working a couple jobs, and senior psychopath told my daddy he's down to his last $100. He has 20s left of the money I gave him to pay bills with that he didn't pay. That's why I quit giving. I go, so is this no? I paid off a credit card. He forgot, the only job he had in his whole life that besides being in the Navy was, working at Ford's. And that was only what, 4 years, if that. Well, it was like 9. He couldn't make it quite, did. I was being facetious, so he would say, I'm being wrong and I'm blind. So I've had to deal with trying to put out a funny name to describe the woman I talked to. I would call her a queen troll. So here we are. We're going to go with Lily's. This is happening as we talk. So this is the rude son of a bitch. Yeah, probably saying naughty. All right, this is the moon. Troublesome invitation, a conversation, an illusion. So it's something that is. I've had so many jobs. People have suggested I'd go there, and they would either tell me it was filled, keep me waiting for an hour and a half. This other place left me for 5 minutes, and I'm like, well, what's going on? We got the key, so let's hope that now I can get an idea. Overcoming drama, success after struggle. So let's hope this is tomorrow. Success after struggle. All right. Cat, come over here. I have gas. I love that cat. I have done so much. I've dressed him up and stuff. He's my favorite pussy. Hidden troubles, academic completion. So it's hidden troubles. And then WHIP is dealing with conversations, arguments, and sometimes sex. Most of the time sex, actually. I did. So my son told me I'd never watched Rick and Morty, which he forgot. I used to watch all the shows with him. And, excuse me. So I watched all the shows again of Rick and Morty. And he said, you watched them all? Yeah, I did. I watched them. Now I can actually say, okay, I understand. They're fucked up. But funny as fuck. Very adult. You do not play Rick and Morty with children. Oh my gosh. Rick and Morty's not a child. So. Oh my god. I think my son was 9 when I used to let him watch. Oh shit. Not bad parenting. He was 9. So, okay, we're going to go directly with seafood. I mean, fish. Financial difficulty, need to borrow to Peter Paintball. Oh yeah, I'm broke as a just broke. All right, I had my son bought my groceries. Okay, yeah, that's how broke I am. My son bought my groceries. All right, we got Snake. Danger, a troublemaker. Okay, this is what it says. Snake. Danger, a troublemaker woman. A woman claiming vengeance against me. She is from the past and she wants my head on a platter. That's how I feel. When I pick this up, I see my head and I know who it is. This woman, we'll call her dog, but it's the opposite. Yeah, I got that woman and a woman who is where I used to work as a bartender. So yeah. Those two, oh boy. Yeah. It's two women actually that are wanting to cut Stuffy's dirt and kick Omega's ass. That's right. Because I'm naughty. No, I'm not naughty. It's just people get jealous and crappy and so now we go to Tree, and Tree, it's all about health. Painful health issues, repetitive illness, so yeah. And then we have